Going live. Medicine making Monday. It's gonna be sticky. It's gonna be ooey. It's gonna be super duper gooey. Oh, and yummy. And good for the tummy and the respiratory system and your skin and all kinds of good things. So I'm gonna sip on this here tea for a minute and see who's gonna pop on, and then we'll get down to business and talk about making cottonwood bud honey. It's crazy. It's actually snowing outside right now. This weekend, I had a really lovely day. Saturday was super sunny. I decided to take the day off, which is something I don't do enough of. And I walked out by the river with my dog. Well, I have 3 dogs, but one of them is 15, and he's getting pretty slow in his old age. But we were walking along the river together, and I just kept seeing cottonwood buds everywhere, and I couldn't resist but to keep gathering more and more and more. And so I've already made cottonwood tincture. I've made some cottonwood oil for this year, and today we're going to make cottonwood bud honey. So I've got this great wealth of buds here, and actually you can get good medicine out of like the newer parts of the branch on the cottonwood trees as well. So this is this is exactly how it looks. And then this is just a big old tub. I don't know, it feels like it's almost a pound. They're so sticky and they smell so incredibly wonderful. A lot of fun to take this stickiness and the stickiness of honey and bring them all together to make medicine that is super yummy. So it's really great. Actually, honey and cottonwood buds and their resinous ooey gooiness, they kind of look alike with this golden light color. They're both super incredibly sticky. Bees are dependent on both and love them both. Actually, the bees, one of the first things they get excited about as they begin to wake up is the resin from the cottonwood buds, which is really rich in this stuff called salicylic acid. I always have a hard time, like a tongue twister saying that one, but it's basically what aspirin is derivative of, and it helps to ease pain. And that's why they use it in aspirin so much. So I think that recipe and formulation came about around the 1800s, but it's very rich in these ooey gooey, sticky and lovely little buds. And it helps to, again, ease pain and inflammation. It's really great topically as well because it's got some great antimicrobial properties. So if you get a cut or a burn or a scrape or something along those lines, it can do really great things to actually protect the whole cut and scrape in and of itself. But the antimicrobial properties are going to help to fight off any pathogens or foreign bacteria that might try and enter your body through that new open wound, which is. Hello, Facebook user friend. Tell me your name. I can't see you unless you accept StreamYard to accept you in your Facebook account. So I'm glad you're here, though, even if you're just now named Facebook user to me. But yeah, I just got a bunch of these guys this weekend. I was talking about how it was really nice because I took my 15-year-old dog down by the river. Hey, Trisha, great to see you. Lovely. And just kept stopping to gather more and more buds because they were everywhere. It was a beautiful day. And my 15-year-old dog was really happy because he just got to stop and lay down and take a like 10 to 20 steps along the way as I then like popped off all these buds off the branches. But I was saying, I've already made a cottonwood tincture. I've already made a cottonwood oil for the year. And today we're going to do a cottonwood honey, which is going to be really fantastic. So cottonwood buds are really rich in salicylic acids and all these great friends that help to alleviate pain and are what aspirin is derivative of. They're also antimicrobial. So they do a really good job of fighting off bacteria and other foreign invaders that might try and get inside if you have a cut or a scrape or even a burn. So they're going to help relieve that pain there and protect from more infection. And they also help to speed the healing process. So they help the skin cells regenerate even faster, which is really, really nice. And then honey has a lot of those same properties of being antimicrobial and also being great for speeding the healing of wounds and burns and cooling things down there. And cottonwood is also really, really wonderful when it comes to respiratory congestion. So if you're got like all stuck and phlegmy in the lungs and the respiratory tract, you might want to consider using cottonwood tincture or maybe even a cottonwood honey. It's also going to ease the pain of a sore throat. It's going to kind of, the honey will do a really great job of like coating and soothing and cooling, particularly if you've got like still a very dry throat, but you still have that stuck phlegminess inside. It's going to help loosen that up so that it can get out, which is exactly what you need it to do. And while it does that, they're both antimicrobial, so they're going to be fighting off all of the other germs and bacteria that might be causing your illness. So stellar combination, if you ask me. Ooh, and a couple of people have said to me, hey, I hate cottonwood buds because they create all that cottonwood fluff and I get sneezy and irritated. And there have actually been some studies where they're investigating whether that's true from the cottonwood or if it's from other grasses around that are releasing their pollen at the same time. And it's kind of leaning towards the latter. So maybe you don't have to hate cottonwood so bad after all. But the cool thing is, even if it's making you like that, you can use its own resinous, sticky, ooey gooiness to make medicine with it. So super duper easy process. Again, I gathered some cottonwood buds just simply this weekend by having an absolutely lovely stroll down the river. Got to watch the geese and the ducks fly by and do cool landings in the water and have some really good times with my old puppy Jordy, who's now 15. So I'm going to take these buds and I'm just going to fill my jar about halfway. I know I've got a lot more cottonwood buds coming my way. Again, it was super sunny this weekend when I was able to gather these, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And right now it's snowing here in Welch's, Oregon. It's very light snow, but I'm kind of excited because hopefully the wind is going to drop a few more of those cottonwood branches down, particularly the ones that have been really soaking up the sunshine, because that's when you're going to get more of the resin from the buds, is those really high parts on top of the tree. So I now have sticky fingers, number one, but they smell really good. This is one of those times where you really want to smell someone's fingers if they ask you to, only if they've been harvesting cottonwood buds. But yeah, you get super, super sticky. I'll post a photo later of how my hands looked on Saturday. I've got a little more than half the jar here. It's probably more. It's definitely more than I need. I'm going to toss a little bit out. And then I have some local raw honey. It's actually from Estacada, Oregon, probably about 10, 15 miles as the crow flies or the bee flies from me. And it's really, really fantastic honey. It's also got those antimicrobial properties. It's also wonderful for cuts and scrapes and burns, great for soothing and coating a dry, sore throat, great for helping to fight off infection and boost the immune system. So it's really a win-win. And really, all I am going to do to infuse this heavenly cottonwood bud honey, I mean, they're both so sweet and sticky and delicious. It's really a match made in heaven. And perhaps I would have been better off to just dump the cottonwood into my honey jar. But next time, I wasn't sure if it would be the perfect amount or not, but it's looking like a large dose of perfection. Ooh, and the bonus is I just got a drop of honey on my hand. So I get to eat that. Oh, and it's so, so, so delicious. It's starting to do its like little bubbles here. And basically, I'm going to turn this every couple of days. I'm going to label it with today's date, Cottonwood Buds, local raw honey. I'll talk about where my honey came from. And I'm going to give it a little like twist and turn just to make sure those buds are getting nicely infused. And basically, you let it sit and infuse for 6 months. Bear with me. I know 6 months sounds like a really, really long time, and perhaps it is. But think about it this way. 6 months from now, it's back to school season. Who knows what that looks like this time around? It's also time for cold and flu season. So it might be really quite perfect to have some lovely infused cottonwood bud honey. Plus, you want to be able to go out and harvest your cottonwood buds around now, late winter to early spring, as the buds are just beginning to pop and fill with their plump, gooey, resinous medicine, really. They'll get blown down to the forest floor after a storm. And then it's basically the most sustainable way to harvest epic medicine for pain relief and for fighting off infections and all kinds of great things. They really love to grow around riversides and things like that. They like a lot of water around. They grow really, really fast for a tree. They can get really, really big, and they just drop medicine all winter and, late winter and early spring long. And yeah, you let this sit at least for 6 months and let it continue to infuse. I'm going to make sure all of those buds get coated really nicely. And then when it comes time for that 6 months to be up, you have epic medicine. You can take spoonfuls of it if you want. You can use it on your burns and cuts and scrapes. You can put it into a cup of tea if you wish. You can save it for a really long time because both honey and cottonwood buds have also got really great preservative properties too. So you make this once, you don't use it for the year, that's fine. Find another reason to use it because it's so darn good. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to use it. Yep, it'll last you a very, very long time. So that's it. If you guys, do any of you out there listening, do you wildcraft? Do you forage? Do you go out and find medicine or food in the wild? Let me know if you do. Type me a message in the chat. I would love to hear about it. And if you don't, why not? What's keeping you back from that? Is it that you don't know the plants out there? Is it that you're scared to do it and not be doing it in a sustainable or ethical way? If you do harvest things, tell me what you gather and send me pictures because I want to know. I want to see all the pretty pictures. If you're in our Facebook group, please put your pictures up there. Let us know where you're up to. What are you making? And what are you seeing pop up all in the wild? There's so much goodness coming up right now. I think that's Tricia. Nope, Tricia, you are now officially a person. But another Facebook user says knowledge. So there's a lot that goes into the scope of knowledge. Is it the identification of the plants? Is it the knowledge of how they've been used historically? Tish, the group is the Herbalist Path group. Is it the medicinal properties? Is it you don't know how to make medicine? Or hopefully you're really concerned about the sustainability and the ethics of what you're gathering, because really that's the first and foremost, that is the number one thing you should think about if you decide to get into harvesting and wildcrafting and things like that. So yeah, if you watch this later and you want to tell me what you harvest, you want to leave some pictures of what you've gathered, please, please, please do. If you want to tell me why you don't harvest or what you wish you knew more of, please let me know so that I can help you learn those things, because that's what I love to do. And other than that, you guys, I hope that you have a magnificent Monday. I thank you for popping in for this quick little lesson on how to make cottonwood bud honey. If you're not already in the Facebook group, join us. If you are a YouTube watcher, please subscribe to my new channel. I'm going to be putting up more and more videos on various aspects of herbalism, whether it's learning how to identify plants or how to harvest them sustainably or how to make great medicine, all those fun things, please subscribe. Share my videos if you like them. And let me know what you want to learn about. I'm here for you. And have a magnificent Monday. Bye, y'all.